Big court decision handed down today could affect hundreds of California's death row inmates. A U.S. district judge in Orange County ruled the death penalty system in our state is unconstitutional. KUSI's Sasha Fu has more tonight on what this ruling means. Sasha?
Sandra, the U.S. district judge appointed by President George W. Bush did not take a stand on whether the death penalty is either right or wrong. The judge, in his opinion, takes issue with the way the death penalty is carried out. In the state of California, only a very few inmates have ever seen the inside of the death chamber.
There are 900 that have been sentenced since 1978, and only 13 of those have actually been executed.
That is the chief reason the judge in this case ruled that the current death penalty system is unconstitutional. In California, the costly and lengthy appeals drag on for 25 years or more. The judge says that's not how the system is supposed to work.
People who are actually going to be executed, supposedly under the law, are waiting decades before the execution actually comes to fruition.
In the case before the federal judge, a man named Ernest Jones was sentenced to death in L.A. in 1995 for killing his girlfriend's mother. Now, nearly 20 years later, he waits, still uncertain of if or when he will be executed. The judge goes on to say the final decision of who to execute and when becomes an arbitrary one, and that is a kind of cruel and unusual punishment.
At some certain point, it becomes cruel and unusual punishment for them to sit there with this basically hanging over their head, but never actually getting executed. So that's what the judge is saying.
Mike Szymanczyk is a lawyer with the California Western Innocence Project, which has helped to free innocent people who were wrongly convicted of crimes.
It's a really expensive thing that we've been going with for 40 years that doesn't work.
He says the judge's ruling is an acknowledgement that the system is flawed and the ones who are being punished are the taxpayers.
The 13 executions that we have had from 76 to 2006 come out to about $306 million per execution.
Other legal experts, a criminal defense lawyer and a policy director with the ACLU say this decision may influence future cases in which the death penalty is being considered.
If we replaced the death penalty in California with life imprisonment without the possibility of parole, we would save about $130 million.
It is perhaps the first rung in the ladder which will hopefully lead to the abolition of the death penalty in the state of California.
And to be perfectly clear, this ruling brings no real immediate change to the death penalty system and the more than 740 inmates now on California's death row. Because of a current moratorium on executions, no one here in California has been sent to the death chamber since 2006. Prosecutors in this case will probably appeal the decision to another federal bench, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. In the newsroom, Sasha Fu, KUSI News.